Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of Working Mum to Business Mum, helping working mums realise their dream of starting or growing their own business so that they can be more present in their families. I'm Debbie Lucas, and in this episode I'll be talking about some of the challenges in finding a balance when starting a business so that it does not become all-consuming and take away even more time from your family. In episode 2, I briefly touched on the fact that when I initially started working on my coaching business, I found it quickly started taking over every spare moment that I had. More to the point, it was all I could think and talk about. It felt like every moment that I wasn't working in my day job, I was focusing on my business. I was even having dreams about it at one point. Thankfully, they weren't nightmares. Reflecting back to that time just a few months ago, there were two main reasons it became so all-consuming. Firstly, my why was so strong and important to me, and that, coupled with this really nifty NLP technique of installing my goal in my future timeline, and more on that in a future episode, meant that I had become laser-focused in achieving it. And secondly, I was enjoying what I was doing so much that it didn't and still doesn't feel like work to me. So spending 2 or 3 hours every evening after work on my business was fun. But I had to quickly recognise that it was also impacting on my family, which went completely against my why of wanting to be more present, and also that it was not healthy to not have a break from the laptop. As you progress your ideas for your business, it is very likely that you will fall into this pattern as well, which is why in episode 2, I suggest that you keep your why front and centre in your thoughts every day, so that you don't lose your way and get caught up in the excitement and fun of starting something that you feel really passionate about. So, how do we build a business and make a success of it without spending every free hour working on it? Businesses are built over years, not months. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Realistically, starting something from scratch is not going to make you millions overnight. It takes time to build up a relationship with your potential customers, to build a brand identity, and to become the obvious choice for what you are selling. A New York Enterprise Report survey found that over more than half of small business owners work twice as much as regular employees. And there's no denial that starting up a business will require time and dedication. However, the key is being organised. And here are some ways I found that helped me to become more focused and stick to a dedicated time to working on my business. First, I keep a page open on the Notes app on my mobile phone. It allows me to jot down thoughts that pop into my head as they occur. And since my phone is always with me, I don't need to worry about having a notebook with me at all times. It's also handy to save links to interesting articles and things like inspirational quotes, etc. Doing this has meant that I don't become distracted while busy with something else. Before I started this, I would find myself stopping mid-task to write down my idea or to read a full article. I even started sorting my notes and articles, etc. into categories that I can access in a more focused manner when I do sit down to my dedicated time for my business. Another habit that I've learned is to make a to-do list. I know this one is really a no-brainer, but taking the good old to-do list to the next level means organising everything into some order of priority. I didn't really need to know how to run Facebook ads at the start of my business. I needed to understand who my ideal client was first. I didn't need to learn how to handle sales calls at the start. I had to understand how to get myself in front of my ideal client first, so that they would call me in the first place. So whilst I still have a very long list of websites, blogs, articles and to-do list, they are sitting there in my nicely organised folders for when I get to that stage in my business. Having an accountability buddy or coach is also really helpful to set your goals and action plan. An accountability buddy, and a shout out to mine, Caroline, can help you stay on track and act as a sounding board for your ideas. A coach can help you gain further clarity on your goals and help you to develop your own internal resources, A coach can help you to gain further clarity on your goals and help you to develop your own internal resources, get rid of limiting beliefs, and sort your mindset so that you feel confident in your decision making for your business. Given the juggling and hectic lives of families with children, probably the most crucial of all is having dedicated time each day or week to work on your business. When this is will very much depend on your family's lifestyle and commitments, but I cannot stress how important this is. Having a set time to complete certain tasks is a great way to focus your attention. I like to compare this to how people deal with their ironing, and there's no judgment here whatever category you fall into. Some people iron their clothing as and when they need it, but this can lead to last-minute rushing and cause extra stress in an already busy schedule. Others prefer to iron everything in one go, and these people fall into a further two categories. Some will iron each wash load as it dries, and others prefer to do it once a week. And then of course you get people who give the ironing to someone else to do. If you follow this analogy for how you work on your business, only completing tasks as and when they become urgent means that you're more likely to be constantly firefighting and not able to focus on truly growing your business with some form of strategy. However, if you dedicate specific times, either in small chunks or one bigger chunk during the week, you will feel much more in control and can work on what the priorities are in an order that makes sense for your business. And of course, there may be times where you want to pay someone else to help you with a specific task. And I'll cover more about how you can use others' expertise to help you with certain areas of your business so that you can focus on the core work of what you do in a later episode. As always, you'll find me on all the usual social media channels and in my Facebook group Working Mum to Business Mum, as well as my website coachingwithdebbie.com, where you'll find a link to sign up to my weekly newsletter so that you can get any resources I mention in my episodes directly to your inbox. You'll also find a whole host of other useful hints, tips and information which I am constantly updating. And so I'd like to leave you with another great quote to ponder, this one from Paul J. Meyer. Productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning and focused effort. And as we're only 3 days away from the holidays, I would like to wish you and your family a wonderful festive season. I'll be taking some time off over the holidays to spend with my friends and family. But don't worry, the next episode is ready to go on Wednesday the 29th of December. And in that episode, we will be talking about setting your goals for 2022. And whilst it might seem cliche to be talking about goals a couple of days before New Year's Day, I'm going to show you this really helpful technique of setting an ultra smart goal. If you like this podcast, it would really help me a lot if you can share it, rate and review it, and if you don't want to miss the next episode, which will be released weekly, then hit that subscribe button. Until then, wishing you all the best.